Vermonters deserve transparency and deliberation. Yet that's precisely the opposite of what Vermont House Democrats are providing in their attempt to ramrod their own cherry-pick legislative district map here in the first days of the 2022 legislative session. Very limited debate. See, a bipartisan majority of the legislative apportionment had recommended our state of Vermont join 40 other states in adopting single-member legislative districts in both chambers. That would give every Vermonter more equal representation across the state. You get the same number of legislators no matter where you live. Unfortunately, House Government Operations Chair Sarah Copeland-Hanzis has decided to advance the Democrat-favored map, which was rejected by the apportionment board. She never even asked her committee which of the two maps to put forward. She made the decision alone, or perhaps behind closed doors. Before this year's session even started, the member from Bradford had planned to pass the Democrat-favored map the 72 hours after the legislature convened for the start of the 2022 session, without taking any testimony from any member of the majority of the apportionment board. Instead, she deferred to the Democratic Party appointed dissenter who drafted the alternative map. This is an alarmingly partisan attempt to subvert the will of the apportionment board and all Vermonters. Putting aside the merits of the apportionment board recommended map, there's absolutely no need to steamroll the drawing of district lines in such little time without adequate public input. In 2012, we had all of our census data in nice and early. The process still wasn't completed until January 30th. That makes this year's move an unprecedented rush job in a year that actually started late. While Copeland-Hanzis argues that this is to allow for public hearings, she's ignoring the fact that she's effectively eliminating the opportunity for the public to comment until after the bill gets passed. For House Democrats, it looks like it's passed the bill first, figure out what to put in it. Vermont Democrats have spent the last year decrying attacks on democracy, and now they're undermining the very democratic process they say they represent. Ironically, the multi-member district scheme that they're presenting make Vermont the only state in the country, multi-member districts in both. This is one of the fundamental reasons Republicans are here, and we're going to be active this legislative session. When Democrats are willing to test the limits of their power to advance their will as quickly as possible without the proper input, Republicans will be here to be a check on the majority. Hopefully, independents and progressives who care about a fair-minded and deliberate process will join us in going back to a more normal timetable rather than this unprecedented rush. With their support and the support of our governor's veto power, it's the only way we can keep the Democratic Party from abusing the authority Vermonters have entrusted with them. Republicans are just asking for what is reasonable. Let's use the same timetable we did 10 years ago. This is a real process and not just a facade. Let's work together. Let's get a draft done at the end of the month, not the end of today. And let's hear from both sides. Let's at least hear why the tripartisan majority didn't go with the proposal that you're rushing through. Doesn't the majority have the right to comment? The fact that the majority is being denied the right to speak is completely indefensible. I encourage every Vermonter who values a fair, open, deliberative process to contact their legislator and contact Committee Chair Copeland-Hanzis and ask for this important and enduring bill to be given the proper time and the consideration by all parties before moving forward.